live. You guys know me because you're this out of my just used to saying that now, from channel stuff. So it is day 3. I'm here today. Today, I definitely wanted to go live, unlike yesterday where I was struggling a little bit. A few things have happened, and I think I'll share those with you. As I mentioned all along, this is me documenting my own life and business journey every day throughout 2021. Every day, that's every part of my fingers and toes are crossed when I'm saying that, because I want to be consistent. I want to show people that consistency really does work. You know, I do consistency a lot throughout my groups and all that kind of stuff, but my public profile, I need some kind of something that was worth challenging myself, something that was worth documenting. I thought, well, let's just document my life and business. And then when I get to New Year's Eve next year or New Year's Day next year, and I can reflect, I can go and watch some of the videos throughout the year. And hopefully there'll be some great ones and not the ones like at the start where I'm trying to figure out where this is going. Anyway, so if you're here and you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And if you're watching live, hashtag live, of course. So I'll start with life as always. And I'll tell you that yesterday was the first day I've not had an alcoholic drink for quite some time. I think throughout December, it was just one big beer fest. And it wasn't, I don't feel like I got drunk, so to speak, throughout Christmas, throughout December, really. But I was just drinking here and there every day, pretty much. Like I said, don't remember the last day. There was the odd day where I didn't have a drink or whatever, but I was drinking quite a lot. So I think what's happened is I didn't have a drink yesterday. Woke up this morning at about 5 a.m. Had a real bad headache, and I think that's largely related to the fact that I've not had a drink. If you are one of those people that has drank a lot of alcohol through December, please let me know in the comments. And so the other thing that happened as well is I went on a walk yesterday. I did 7,000 something steps. And I was knackered. I've not done a walk for quite a few weeks now, maybe even a month. And I was knackered, actually really knackered. And I felt like I remember feeling when I first started walking daily, and just felt lethargic and all that kind of stuff. I was desperate not to have a nap in the afternoon. I was trying to keep myself awake, and then got to about 9:30, and eventually I just that was the end of that day. And I was asleep for 10 hours. I woke up at 5 a.m. with this headache, and I tried to get myself back to sleep after about half an hour, and then I ended up sleeping for 10 hours. So clearly my body needs it. And then I woke up and my Fitbit said to me, I love the little tips that Fitbit gives to you. It says, hey, if you need to know how much sleep your body needs, remember to track how much sleep you get when you're on vacation. And I was like, holidays, that's like now, 10 hours. But my average is 7 hours. One of the great things about having a Fitbit is just seeing your average, because there's often times where I'll, excuse me, I always seem to come on these lives with a frog in my throat. Maybe that's just the morning for you. I often will have a bad night's sleep and only get like 5 hours, and then the next day I always get 9 hours. Like my sleep averages out at 7 hours all the time, which is great. It's interesting to know that that's the case, because then when it comes to sort of going to bed and actually getting to sleep, I know that if I go to bed at 11:30, 12 o'clock, I'm going to be up between 6:30 and 7, and that allows me to sort of schedule what I'm going to do around those times as well. So I'm thanks for my body for that. But I think, I think that alcohol was definitely the reason for the headache. That's what I'm telling myself at the moment. And first day of tracking my food again and getting back into the swing of things of keeping on top of what I'm putting inside my body. All right, so that's personal. Anything else I can tell you from my life point of view? I guess the last thing I would say is me and Amy both started walking yesterday, and we both agreed that getting back to walking just made us feel instantly better. You know, like I think in terms of if you're ever trying to make any kind of transformation on yourself, getting started is so important. Like it's really so funny that you hear it so often, like getting started and taking action is so important. And you often think to yourself, if I take that action, this is how I should feel. But actually the thing of taking the action, going out for a walk, as easy as it might seem, how I thought I'd feel afterwards was definitely different. I definitely felt better than I thought I would feel afterwards, even though my body was like, oh, I'm tired, I'm knackered, creaky, my muscles still hurt everywhere. And I'm just powering through it because I remember when I was walking every day, how easy it became in the end, and I look forward to it. I look forward to like the relaxation time to think to myself, getting out in fresh air and all that kind of stuff. Like I look forward to that. So I know that this painful part is just part of it, and I need to stick through it. And it's probably the part where most people give up. Susan says, I am resetting to a better routine now too. And that's the point, Susan, right? Like I think I talked about it a little bit yesterday. Getting back into routine is the hardest part when you've had the holidays. I asked people the other day, like, what's been the best thing about having time off, and it's relaxation. Excuse me, time with the family. Not that we got much of that this year, certainly not as much as usual. Relaxation, time to downtime, not being a slave to my email, all that kind of jazz. But actually, I think what you find after doing that for a couple of weeks is you crave that routine and that schedule. You crave it coming back again. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And we kind of started on Saturday. Didn't want to start on a Monday. Why didn't we want to start on Monday? Because everybody starts everything on Monday. All I've seen on socials is, you're not really going to start till the 4th of January and it's Monday, right? I was like, no, that's not going to be me, because I'm a rebel. Of course, I'm not going to start when everyone else should start. So we started yesterday. I'm quite happy about that. Still have not had breakfast. Know how important breakfast is. I know it's a great chance to get some protein and stuff in the morning, but here we are at 11:15. I haven't had any, so we'll work on that routine as well. Let's talk about business then. So that's life. Business. Again, as always happens when I wake up early at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking about the things that I've been doing, and I was listening to Clubhouse. I was in a room today, which was all about masterminds. Not that I'm thinking about starting a mastermind or anything like that. But I was in the room, and all I could think about, and I've made a list here, all I could think about is all the things that I've started and not finished. All of the things. If you're watching this and you start a lot of things and don't finish them, drop me a comment of any of those things that you know you've started, because I'm about to list some of mine, and I'd love to know that I'm not the only one. So here's all the things that I've started. I believe I have a 6 to 7 figure business in what I'm doing currently, and I believe my potential is totally untapped. And I believe the reason that is because I don't finish anything. So I'll give you examples of that, and I'll explain. Oh, my red light's just gone. Oh, don't go off, mate. Oh, well, we're going to be blue today. This is not like a sign of what's about to come. I'm so blue in life. Life has got me down that much. No, that's not it. So here's a few examples. Right. So Hazel Sky. So Hazel Sky, I talked about it before. Content marketing business. We do like captions, all sorts of different things, video editing, all that kind of stuff. And actually, if you go to the website for that, it's not finished. What I've been doing with that particular business, and we've served over 100 customers now. I've been bringing them in one at a time. So I've been contacting people and say, hey, is this the kind of thing that you're looking for? And then I've been showing them the process, and I just need to get it finished so I can send it to people and say, right, have a look at this and see what you think. But it isn't finished, and we're making good money through it now. So Hazel Sky, one part of the business, which I've split up from now, doing my own thing with Digital Marketing Rockstars. It just needs to be finished. I need to put some time into it. And I'm going to tell you how I'm starting to try and figure this problem out, how I'm trying to solve it. Right, I'll tell you about that in a second. So Hazel Sky is one of the things. King of Video Academy then. So I'm always trying to get people into my membership. I believe there's loads of great resources in my membership. And I don't believe I have any kind of sensible funnel to get them through, like no nurture sequence or sensible funnel to get them in. I've got, 5 different freebies now, 30-day content calendar, 10 excuses you use for not showing up on camera, starter gear guide, pro gear guide, and now a 7-point Facebook Live checklist. That's 5. I feel like there's another one as well. Have them all available. I have little funnels around some of them, but I don't believe they're finished properly. So that's that. Let's talk about the bootcamp. So YouTube bootcamp, we've done 5 figures in the YouTube bootcamp. Still not really finished the whole structure of everything. I don't think I've got a sales page for it. Like, I've got a little sales page, but really, if I had a bigger sales page, it might work in a little bit of a better way if I had a proper funnel. No plans to run it again either. Like, we've run it twice now, and I've built the course. It's all there. You could literally go there now and take the YouTube bootcamp course. But I don't know when I'm going to run it next. I don't know. We finished it. We finished it on Tuesday, the second part of it. Course bootcamp. I've got a course bootcamp. So when we first did the YouTube bootcamp and then we did course bootcamp, we did them at the same time in May last year. Course bootcamp is finished. Don't know when I'm going to run that again as well. I feel like there should probably be evergreen products, but I don't really know what's going to go on there. And then the last one that I've got is 1K Growth Club. So 1K Growth Club, off the back of the boot camps, and the reason why I don't think I'm running them again yet is because everybody asks like how to build your audience. How do you build your audience in the first place? And so I registered 1K Growth Club, 5K Growth Club, and 10K Growth Club. Now I'm at 1K, I'm past 1K now. So I was like, okay, I've got to 1K. How did I get to that place where I teach you how to do that? Because I've done it. I know what that feels like. I know the route I took to get to 1K. So that's what I'm teaching. That's something I need to finish, really. I've started that, and we've got a sales page. I actually outsourced some of that and got someone to write the sales page, and they're doing the funnel for me. Even though I can do it, I've been outsourcing some of that work. So why am I telling you all this? So I'm telling you all this because I believe if I focus on getting one of those things finished from start to finish, not that these things are ever really finished, there'll always be updates, but if I focus on getting one finished, and I think Growth Club is it, because it's a lower priced evergreen product, then I believe that I'll make more progress. Hazel Sky I have to finish, or I have to get to a public accessible point of view, because we're selling stuff with that, and I want that to be a grow and scale. But with Growth Club, that should be my product that helps grow and scale the King of Video Academy as well. But man alive, writing that list is just frustrating, right? Does anybody else feel frustrated? Because I feel forever frustrated with all of this stuff. And I think what I wanted to say with documenting this everyday life and business, like, this is why I feel it's so important, because I really want to get to a point where I don't feel that way. And I'd like to say that I'd get to the point where that will be in September, October, whatever, and I go, right, I've done, I achieved that. And I remember sitting here in January and saying I need to get to that. I looked white. You look white. I think that might be because my lighting is quite white. Let me change it to brown. Let me change it to yellow, and see if it makes me look less white. Or are you talking about just like? There you go. A bit more yellow. Look at this. Oh, look how much colour that gives me back in my face. Oh yeah, I do look really. It's so strange, isn't it, when it's so blue? Does that look better, Sarah? Or do you mean I just look white being that I'm so frustrated? Hey, look, I'll tell you something. Sarah. And you know me quite well, right? And we've spent time together. You did my personal photo shooting of a personal branding shoot. That's better. Thanks, Susan. She says it's better. You know me more than a lot of people do. And I'm quite an optimistic person. I always look positively into the future and everything. And I do feel like that. Like, I'm not, when I'm saying this stuff, and this is what's hard about documenting life and business from this point of view, right? Because I really want to be transparent and upfront. But at the same time, I don't want people to sit there and think, oh, Matt's white. He needs to go and jump off a bridge, or he's ready. He looks about ready to jump off a bridge. That's not the case at all. I always say to people, look, I feel very blessed, very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. I'm surrounded by amazing stuff all the time. I have a great family, all that kind of good stuff. But like most people, I'm frustrated that results of my effort and my work don't match the results of my effort and work. Hold on. Yeah, something like that. Like I feel like I should be in a better position. And I know it's just a mindset thing. I know that, yes, I was worried about you. Thanks. I know that, and that's a nice thing, right? Like having people around the world that have concern about that kind of thing. But it's not the case. It's more like I want to do, and the reason why I want to document this stuff is because I want you to know, I want people to know that doing this stuff isn't all roses. Like it doesn't just, you don't just create stuff, you sell it, and then you get results. I saw somebody today and it said something like, it doesn't matter, it's a crap example. But I see things where people get like instant quick results, and I just think for the majority of the people that's not the case. And what happens is when you start and then you don't get the results like you see, the perception of what you see is what other people are getting, you get frustrated. And then what happens to a lot of people is they give up. And I want you to know that that's not the case. I don't want you to feel like that should be the case. I'm not talking about you, Sarah, specifically, but for people in general, because like the projection of where I'm going is good. Like everything we're doing is good, but it doesn't mean I don't want more. It doesn't mean I don't want it to be better. It doesn't mean I don't want to finish this list of things I've got here that's not finished. Like I said earlier on that I would tell you how I'm trying to solve these problems. So as part of my team, I have a video editor, full-time video editor. We have Amy, who does our lead magnets and a lot of the Hazel Sky stuff. She does reviews for us. We have Lauren, who's my VA, who does a bunch of various different things as you'd expect a virtual assistant to do. And then we had another video editor as well that unfortunately had to bow out due to personal issues. And I'm taking on somebody who starts tomorrow, who will do some of the review stuff that Amy does, which will free Amy up to do more of her stuff. And will also be taking control of my content repurposing system. So I've got this 49-point content repurposing system. And because we're doing YouTube videos twice a week, which is probably going to start a week on Friday now, I'm maximizing the content that we put out there, but I need somebody to be able to do it because, of course, like with my 49-point content repurposing system, like I want to prove that it works. But can you imagine doing that on your own? Like it's insane. So I need to systemize that, and this person's going to help me systemize that point so we can start helping other people do it as well. And it's just about amplifying your assets so that it's less work, but you get more use out of it. I hope that makes sense. You can be both. You can be both at the same time, blessed and also frustrated. Yes, that's exactly the case. And let me just finish my point. So my point is, I'm building a team that's going to help me do all of this stuff. So when I'm saying all of this stuff and sharing it with you, it's to show you that yes, you can be frustrated, but there is a route out, and I'm taking action on the route out. I'm not sitting here totally frustrated and thinking, fucking how am I gonna do all these things next year? In fact, it's the opposite. I'm saying I've taken action to get somebody to help me, and I've also written down this list so I can go into my project management system and say, what can I do to clear everything else out or put everything else on the back burner while I focus and get this one thing done? Because the Growth Club, for example, I have somebody working with me and they're just waiting for stuff from me now. So I need to just focus and get that done, which is what I'm going to do over the next week. So you can be blessed and frustrated at the same time. Yes, absolutely. And you know, the thing is and I always feel like I have to, when you show frustration publicly and so openly as I am, I always feel like I have to add in the, I know my life is good, but this is how I feel. Because often, again, when the perception is, oh, you must be doing really well, or this is going well for you, or whatever. You're so lucky to get these opportunities, etc., etc. Like, I almost feel like you have to acknowledge that and be grateful for it. And I do acknowledge and be grateful for it, but it doesn't stop you being frustrated because you want more. Because it's because as well, a lot of the feast and famine stuff's going on. Like me and Amy are responsible fully for our income. So if we don't get the work and do the work and solve our keep the lights on money, then we can't turn to anybody else. We can't even turn to each other and go, fucking hell, why did you not do the work? Well, I was doing the work. Why didn't you not do the work? it just, we would kill each other, right? Like, so it's a little bit of a case where, like, with Hazel Sky and the stuff that she's doing now with lead magnets and the video editing and all that kind of stuff, it's almost at a point of keeping the lights on without me doing anything, which means that then the stuff that I do that I could potentially have a bigger impact, there's not as much pressure on, I think, which is strange because I like pressure. It's like a double-edged sword. Susan says, the content you put out is so valuable. I heard a comment about how it can take 10 years to become an overnight success. Yes, Susan, I totally understand. I asked a question. I don't know if you're on Clubhouse yet. Clubhouse. I asked a question of Rob Moore, a guy that talks about long-term overnight successes. But I asked a question about the cliques and the groups that appear on the internet. There's a lot of them, and how you can infiltrate those groups, how you can get into them. Because I see the same speakers on a lot of events and that kind of thing. And where it comes from is like, in the IT world, in my other life, my old business, my whole old contracting world, like I got to global, international level at speaking. I was doing big European conferences. I spoke in New York, South Africa, all over the place, really, loads of different places. And then coming into the marketing world and doing video stuff and like having to hustle for those speaking slots, whereas in other places I would submit sessions, and I suppose I would probably get rejected still for half of them, but it just feels like it's harder from a marketing perspective. There's such a broad category, and there's so much to talk about. And I think probably with what I did in our IT world, I'm slowly figuring out what this is I created I picked a niche topic that I was really good at, and there was not many people in the world that was as good or found it as easy to explain as I did a specifically technical topic. So, I feel like I've picked a video and that's my niche. I'm not, because I'm on Android. Sorry about that. It will come to Android. I'm sure it will. I'm sure they're working very hard to get it on Android. But yeah, I think like it's frustrating to kind of try to build that whole reputation up in a different side of things. So that's partly where the frustration comes from as well, I'm sure. Anyway, I feel like I've taken up enough of everyone's time today, as always. This is Everyday Life and Business. I plan on doing it every day. Life getting in the way. Outside of life getting in the way, I hope life doesn't get in the way. I hope that life is as strangely as painful as it has been this year. As much as COVID has happened, like we're all fingers crossed healthy and well, and hopefully things go like that for the rest of the year, so I can continue this through and we can have great success as well. All right, outside of that, I would say goodbye. I'm going to go and fix my light, which is, I think it's just run out of battery. It's just totally dead. This is the light that gives me the red light, by the way. It's just a little, oh, there you go, look. It's back on. It was definitely charged. I just forget to turn it off. It's wireless as well. Hey ho, I'll figure that out, and I will be back tomorrow. If you're in my Grow Your Business with video group, which probably you are if you're watching this anyway, I'm about to go and do a live about day 3 of the 30-day challenge. Bye-bye.